Good morning, dear students. In hematological disorders, three cancerous conditions we have to discuss. That includes leukemia, Hodgkin's disease, and non-Hodgkin's disease. So, very commonest cancerous condition in hematological disorder among children, that is leukemia. So, today we can see about leukemia in detail. Leukemia, it is a cancer of blood forming tissues, and it is characterized by persistent and enormous production of immature white cells. Here, the normal WBC count will be very low, but the immature white cells will be multiplied, and the count will be enormously, it will be producing, and the count will be very large in the immature white cells. Uncontrolled neoplastic proliferation of leukocyte precursors. Precursors is already we have discussed. So that is the immature cells from which actually WBCs are forming. But these precursors are multiplying uncontrollably. That is leukemia. And it is curable in the sense in children it is curable, and if we are giving the proper treatment, the prognosis is better in leukemia in pediatric population. Leukemia is the cancer of the bone marrow and blood and is the most common type of childhood cancer. So among all childhood cancer, leukemia is most commonest, and in children with leukemia, the bone marrow begins to make blood cells. They don't mature properly. So it is the abnormality of the bone marrow and resulting in abnormal WBCs. That is a problem of leukemia. It is a bone marrow failure and it is producing immature cells so that the WBC is affected and the bone marrow is also affected. The immature cells continue to reproduce, crowding out their healthy ones. So when these immature cells are enormously increasing in its number, what happens is it will crowd the healthy ones and it leads to the destruction of the healthy cells also, like RBC or platelets. So this is the main problem because of this leukemia. Next we can see regarding the incidence of the disease. Already we have seen that it is a very commonest problem and it is the commonest of childhood malignancy. So most common form of childhood malignancy that is already discussed by in the previous slides. Approximately 40% of all childhood cancers and commonly occur before the age of 5 years. So the manifestations will be presented usually before 5 years and it is seen very commonly in less than 15 years, and it is common among males than females, and this is about the incidence of this leukemia. Next we can see regarding the etiology of leukemia. So like any cancerous condition, exact etiology is unknown. It can be because of mutation of genes and resulting in bone marrow failure to produce immature cells, and some viruses like CMV virus and other viral infections are also responsible for this bone marrow change. In some condition, it may be because of ionizing radiation, and some drugs also may contribute to this bone marrow abnormality and resulting in abnormal WBC production from bone marrow, that is exposure to benzene and certain drugs like alkylating agents, nitrosurias, etc. So these are some of the etiological factors which leads to leukemia, but exact etiology, a single reason for leukemia is not known. It is under the study. Next we can see the classification of leukemia. So classification according to the predominant cell type and level of cell maturity. So based on the cell type and cell maturity level, we can have four types of leukemia. That is, the terms which we use usually is lympho. Lympho, when that is used, it leukemia involving the lymphoid series. That is meaning of lympho or lympho in the acute lymphocytic leukemia. So in the lympho, it stands for leukemia from lymphoid series. Myelo means leukemia of myeloid series. And blastic, when there is a blastic term, it indicates the immature cells are involved, and the cytic involves the mature cells. So for understanding the lympho and myelo, so you can understand the myeloid series and the lymphoid series from this particular slide. So this common both type of cells are originated from the multipotential hematopoietic stem cells on the top, and it is giving rise myeloid progenitor and lymphoid progenitor. And from the myeloid progenitor, the basophils, neutrophils, eosinophils, monocytes, macrophage, erythrocyte, mast cells, and megakaryocytes are and thrombocytes are produced. And the common lymphoid progenitor, that will give natural killer cells, small lymphocytes into T lymphocytes, B lymphocytes. So lympho means it will be affected on this right side part, that is common lymphoid progenitor and the other precursors. And in myeloid origin, it will be affected in the common myeloid progenitor and the other one. So this is to just explain what is lympho and myelo. Sorry for the delay. So this is about the lympho and myelo. And blastic, it is immature cells, and the cytic, that is involve the mature cells. And the second classification of leukemia is into acute and chronic. That is based on the incidence of the signs, symptoms, and the manifestations. That is acute and chronic. And this acute can be divided into acute lymphoid leukemia and acute myeloid leukemia. Now you will be remembering what is lymphoid and myeloid. And lymphoid leukemia can be classified into T cell, B cell, pre-B cell, and null cell. And acute myeloid, there are again 5 types that we will be discussing later. And in chronic lymphoid leukemia, usually that is absent in children. It is usually seen in adults. And chronic myeloid leukemia, it is seen but in very few people, that is only 2 to 3%. So ALL, that is 80% of incidence is there, and acute myeloid leukemia, that is from 10 to 20%, and the chronic myeloid leukemia usually seen 2 to 3%, very negligible amount of people will be with the chronic myeloid leukemia. Chronic lymphoid leukemia is not usually seen in pediatrics. So this is the classification: acute and chronic. And acute lymphoid and myeloid, chronic lymphoid and chronic myeloid. But chronic lymphoid we are not discussing because it is not seen in children. That is the reason. So now we can discuss in detail about what is acute lymphoid leukemia. And regarding the incidence also, you can see it is very common among children. That is 80% of children is with this type of leukemia when you are comparing other types of leukemia. So we can see acute lymphoid leukemia, or acute lymphocytic leukemia. So lymphocytic, in that itself we can say that lympho, that is from the lymphoid series it is originated, and cytic, that is affecting the some amount of mature cells. So that is lymphocytic leukemia. So this is the most common cancer in children, and 80% of all childhood leukemias. Acute lymphocytic leukemia develops when lymphoid cell line is affected. You will be remembering the previous slide which shows the lymphoid line and the myeloid line. Children with ALL frequently have low amounts of healthy RBCs and platelets. Because of this fighting with this normal and abnormal cells, there is chance of getting decreased amount of RBCs and platelets in children with acute lymphoid leukemia. Regarding the incidence of this condition, 3 to 4 cases per 1 lakh children under the age of 15 years. So that is regarding the incidence of the case, and males with higher risk than females. This is having more chance of getting among males. Next we can see the types of ALL, that is type of acute lymphocytic leukemia. There are already in the previous slide we saw that there is 4 types, and of the most common is T cell leukemia. So among 4 type of cells, it is T cell leukemia is very common, and it is usually seen in older children, particularly males. And T cell ALL is often associated with mediastinal mass, high WBC, hepatosplenomegaly, and poor prognosis. And it is because of more chance of getting CNS involvement. So this is the problem with T cell leukemia. So the complications are more, the associations are more, and that is the reason why the treatment will be very difficult. That's why prognosis is poor in T cell leukemia. The second type is B cell leukemia, and it represents very aggressive form of disease and poor prognosis. It will be very fast in progression and also poor prognosis. Pre-B cell leukemia has clinical signs associated with the good prognosis and respond well to therapy. And null cell leukemia is the common type of childhood leukemia, and patient with null cell leukemia will have better prognosis than T and B cell leukemia. So these are the explanations for these 4 types. So in acute series, that is the first one is acute lymphocyte leukemia. So altogether among all childhood leukemia, that is the most common, 80%, and that again we are divided into 4 types, that is T cell, B cell, pre-B cell, and null cell. T and B is comparatively with poor prognosis, and pre-B cell and null cell is having a good treatment response. Regarding the etiology is exactly unknown, like any leukemia. In some genetic conditions we can see leukemia like Down syndrome, there is association, Bloom syndrome, Fanconi syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome, immunodeficiency. In this abnormalities, usually we can see association of leukemia with this all associated disorder, and environmental factors can be in utero or postnatal factors can change the bone marrow to produce abnormal cells. Exposure to virus, exposure to ionizing radiation, and toxic chemicals. So these are some of the explainable etiology factors which leads to leukemia, but a single factor is not yet found. So clear about the etiology. So I'm stopping for a while, and in the next video we will be explaining the remaining topics. So till now we saw regarding leukemia, what it is, regarding the definition and etiology, everything we have seen, and mainly the classification we are discussing now. and in that first classification is into lympho, myelo, blastic, cytic, and the terms what is it is. And the second classification according to the onset, that is acute and chronic, and we are dividing into acute again into lymphoid and myeloid, and chronic also lymphoid and myeloid, but chronic lymphoid is not seen in children, that's why we are not discussing. And the first condition, that is acute lymphocytic leukemia, we are discussing. The pathophysiology and the other details we will be seeing in the next video. Thank you.